Okay, so another area that we are assessing right now is just kind of the future of what to do with WYCO. The original plan was that we were not going to do WYCO this coming December because of the World Mission Summit being that close to WYCO in time and cost being much higher with the World Mission Summit. Now, if we don't do the out-of-state summits, we could just keep doing WYCO. Even if we did do them, we could do both, but it is closer in time. However, the summits we're looking at aren't as expensive as what was originally planned for the World Mission Summit. All that being said, the World Mission Summit being canceled has kind of sped up the conversation, where we just were going to put it on hiatus for a year and then kind of like assess. We are just looking at just feedback right now on WYCO. Mostly we have been doing this with kind of the vision of just saying, hey, we're going to be working in the same state, we're the most closely tethered, and we need broader relationships while the core relationships are at your local campus, in the same way that oftentimes your core relationships have to do with your resource or small group relationships. There is a larger identity in your ministry locally that's deeply valuable in that broader peer community identity, conviction creation idea. In the same way as teams, as we develop around the state, needing to like give space for community connection for staff, not just the community of your campus, although that's primary, but that larger picture of like peer relationships and health, that both because we're here in Colorado and kind of a bigger narrative of vision for our state, but also just as different groups have different needs and different people have different needs that may not always be felt completely on one campus. Having that broader community to tether to becomes healthy for a developing district. Now, districts do it very differently. There's a very common, WYCO has lots of variations to it, but it's a common rhythm to have something. We've not been very programmatic with it. We have not particularly emphasized highly training focus. We try to get like a national or some kind of district leader or something to do a little Devo. I'll share a little bit just from pastoral or vision perspective, but keeping it fairly light, because for us, we're like, if this is the main point of it, we like to have like that ability to like have more relaxed love relationship and decompress through organic ministry to one another in that space over a highly programmatic kind of space. That was the thinking. However, back in the day, we used to do this where it wouldn't probably work today, but we would go down to Denver a couple times a year for like a lunch, kind of take up a day, when it was like us and UCCS and stuff, and we would do that a couple times, 2 to 3 times a year with teams. Different, like I think of like Montana that does basically that. They do kind of like a 24-hour thing multiple times throughout the year. It's kind of an overnight thing, once every 4 or 5 months. They kind of do that a few times every year. There's lots of renditions of this, but just serving that need within the district. So we're just looking for some feedback. This is how we have done it when I came in as the district director, and Lindsay kind of helping kind of take that in. And I know for many of you, one of your favorite things, deeply love, but it is also just healthy to kind of like also, maybe not everybody's, or maybe there's things that we can tweak about it. Do you want more space for pastoral care over community creation space, or do you want a different time of the year, or do you have different ideas of how it might look? Again, at the end of the day, this is one of those decisions for Lindsay and I, just to kind of have to like work what's healthiest for the vision of our state and the needs of the local communities, which isn't going to be everybody gets exactly what they want all the time. However, it is the big picture, where are we going and what best serves that from our perspective. And so we're looking for feedback. This is that time. We were kind of getting sped up on the narrative from when we were planning to like kind of take a break, a breather, and then assess it in a year. We are just kind of in that moment. And so looking for, talking with directors, of course, but also looking just for like a broader feel from the field with you guys, directors included in this stuff, but also staff, just kind of getting a broader picture in the room. So again, throw on your thoughts. Happy to hear them. Happy to kind of see where things are with that, and we'll be kind of assessing that both for this December, but kind of just looking into like the larger narrative of like, yeah, this is working well for what we're trying to do. Great, let's keep moving. Or there's some tweaks that we could do, or a complete revamp of other things, but looking for what would best serve the needs of this community as our campuses are growing from, praise God, from 1 or 2 Chi Alphas in the state to now 6, and with healthy teams, which has never happened in this state in its history. So definitely proud and appreciate and humbled to be representing and part of this with you guys, and just want to hear from you in this space.